Happy Thursday. Hey, you guys, I'm back. This is your girl, True Divine Oracle, and dropping some more gems, helping us heal, helping us go along our journey of narcissistic abuse. If you have been in a relationship with a narcissist, you know it's important for us to heal correctly, not just heal. We got to heal right. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel and like this video. And if it helps you, share it with a friend, somebody you know who's going through this. Or a lot of times you don't have to go through this. If you watch these videos, you'll know the warning signs and you will be well prepared. And if you meet a narcissist, you'll know how to handle that interaction and what not to do in those situations. Today I was having a thought, I was meditating, I was in my own little world and zone, and as things are revealed to me, I like to share them with you. Things that have helped me, I like to help somebody else and pay that forward. But today I was thinking about no contact and how powerful it is. Part of the reason I've been so successful on my narcissistic journey, and I don't even know if I can use the term success because we never arrive. There is no arrival points when it comes to healing. There are landmarks and we can say, hey, at this point in time, this is how I feel. And you can look back and you can say, this is how I used to feel. And this is where I was 6 months or a year from now. And you can compare that, but we never arrive. When we are striving to be better people and we're striving to be our higher self, we know that we never arrive in our healing journey. We continue on, and there's always more healing you can do. You can always be better, a better person and a better version of yourself. So along my healing journey, I have had the experience of no contact. And one of the things that it did for me is it started my healing quicker. There were times I didn't go no contact and I needed closure and I needed those conversations and I wanted to talk about it because I didn't understand what I was dealing with. Once you know what you are dealing with, then there are certain things you don't want anymore. You know you don't need anymore, because if you really knew and understood what a narcissist is, you will not seek an apology, because you know that they're not capable of sincerely apologizing. So why would you want something that means nothing? If you truly believed and understood what a narcissist is, then you wouldn't want any communication on what happened. You wouldn't want any closure, because it's never closure. They're going to open a door so that they can manipulate and gaslight you and hurt you in the future. They're not trying to close a door. They're trying to leave a door open for the future, for their needs, not for yours. If you truly understood and you knew what a narcissist was and what they do and what the hurt and the pain that they inflict on their victims, then you wouldn't be so anxious to get those phone calls or to get that contact. I remember there was a time when I would look at my phone and say, hey, has he hoovered me? Is he thinking about me? Once you know what a narcissist is and you truly believe and understand the hurt and the pain, you don't want to be hoovered. It makes you mad that you're really still trying to manipulate me. You are really still trying to cause my heart to bleed. The narcissist, the last narcissist that I dealt with, he forced me to break off that relationship because of the disrespect and the mistreatment. My hand was forced, but the love I had for him did not want to. You know, narcissists will put you in a place where your heart will decide for you that, hey, something about this ain't right. Girl, you better than this. Surely you're not going to let this man do this to you. You're going to take up for yourself and you're going to set some boundaries. And once I started to do that, one of the things that gave me strength is knowing that if I went back, my heart was going to have to suffer in the future. I knew that my heart was going to suffer in the future. And it gave me the strength to go no contact. No contact has been around since biblical days. In the Bible, it talks about, it's a Bible verse. Hey, for those of you who need a little bit of Bible, here you go. 2 Timothy I had it pulled up. 3, 1 through 5. It talks about in the last days. And I remember my grandmother was talking about it was the last days. Her mother was talking about it's the last days. My mother talked about we living in the last days. And now I'm telling my children we're living in the last days. I don't know if it's the last days, but what I do know is that what this verse is talking about has applied to me in my lifetime. So if it says it's the last days, then I believe I'm living in the last days because I have lived and breathed this Bible verse. It talks about in the last days, and it lists all these horrible things that men will be. The men that this Bible verse is talking about is not saying men versus women, male versus female, not that. It's referring to mankind. If you are human, then this verse is for you. And it's saying there's a list of attributes and behaviors and traits that in the last days a certain type of people will possess. And then it says, if you run into this type of person, go, run away. Go no contact is what it says. The actual verbiage that it uses, it says, as from such, turn away. I like that. Sometimes that King James version has a way with words. And King James, the one who wrote this particular verse in the Bible, he said, from such, turn away. So some of these attributes we've witnessed. Let me list them. It talks about, because this is telling you narcissists have been around since biblical days. These demons have been around. These are ancient demons. That's why they are so strong and they are so evil in what they do, because the demon in these narcissists has been around for a long time. But it talks about some of these mankind are going to be lovers of themselves. They're going to be covetous. They're going to be boastful. They're going to be proudful, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection. One day I'm going to talk about that, because them narcissists, honey, that sexual preferences and things that they want you to do and do with them, it's unnatural. It has an unnatural part to it. The Bible talks about that. Truce breakers. If you've ever been married to a narcissist, you know marriage didn't mean nothing to them. They don't believe in covenants. They don't believe in bonds. They don't believe in wedding vows. None of that means nothing. If you've been a fiance, the ring meant nothing, baby. And I'm not trying to belittle it, because I've been the fiance to a narcissist. I've been the girlfriend to a narcissist. I've been the church member to a religious narcissist. So I've been on the other side of that. And vows, they mean nothing. Covenants, they mean nothing to a narcissist. It talks about despisers of good. Don't they despise the good that's in us? Us empaths, doesn't it just, it irks their soul that we are so wholesome. And when I say that, I'm not saying that we are totally good people, because, the Bible said ain't nobody good but God. So I can't claim that ain't nobody good but God. But there is a part of us that tries our best to be good and to do good and to want good for ourselves and the people that we're in a relationship. The narcissists, they don't possess that. They don't have the ability. They despise those that do good. They're traitors. Lord, aren't they traitors? Didn't they backstab you? Didn't they turn on you and slander you and smear campaign you and drug your name through the dirt and made people think you was some crazy psychotic person out there with all kind of evil intentions, and the whole time it was them? Didn't they gaslight us, and the whole time it was them? Heady, that's that ego. High-minded, that's that ego. Lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God. The narcissists, they don't even love God. They'll go to church. They'll preach from the pulpit. They have a form of godliness, but they are not godly. They love pleasure. They love to be pleased. It's all about please me, 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 me. The greedy, pleasure-seeking, egotistical child in them begs for pleasure and feed me, pleasure all the time. Never love, never nothing authentic, never nothing sincere, just pleasure and ego-driven. And it even says, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. And then it says, from such, turn away. I like it. Hey, King James, you good in my book. You okay with me. He said, from such, turn away. Basically, go no contact. When you see these things in the last days, and you see these traits in people, from such, turn away. So I turned away. And let me tell you, no contact is a powerful thing. It's powerful. Friendly reminder, hit that like button and subscribe, because I'm going to be dropping gems after gems after gems. I am a true divine oracle, and I'm going to speak my truth. But turn away. Going no contact is the thing that started my healing journey on the right path, because we can heal wrong. Just because you healing don't mean you healing right. I've had a few surgeries in my life, and thank God I've always been meticulous about following the doctor's orders. If they said don't put no pressure on it, I didn't put no pressure on it. If they said, take this antibiotic, I took this antibiotic. If they said come back in 6 weeks, I went back in 6 weeks, because I always wanted to heal properly, because there's a such thing as not healing properly. It's going to heal. That bone is going to set. That suture and that scar is going to heal, but it doesn't mean that it's healing right. The purpose of this channel is so that we can heal right. Because when we heal right, we can help somebody else, and we become a better and higher version of ourselves. That's the whole goal, to be better people, not worse. Because narcissists, they can make you worse. They can. Think about the angriest moment. Hopefully I'm not triggering anybody. And if this is too much for you, then don't allow your mind to go there. But when I think about the one time the narcissist, or one particular time, because it was several, it wasn't just one particular time, the narcissist made me so angry. In that moment, I wasn't good for nobody. I wasn't good for nothing and nobody. And I definitely was not my highest version of myself. I didn't have any love or light or laughter in me. I didn't have a speck of it. Because I was at a low moment, and I was so angry, and I was so bitter, and I was so dark because of what I was going through. And if you remain in that place, if you remain in that space, and you are thinking about what the narcissist did, and sometimes we can beat ourselves over because we miss so many red flags, I have to laugh about it, and I'm like, dang, I was a fool. And that's one thing I used to pride myself on. I used to say, a fool I might be, but a damn fool you will never see. Survey said that was a lie. When the narcissist got through with me, I was a damn fool. A 2-time fool. 3-time fool. Yeah, that kind of fool. So we got to heal right, which means, and no contact starts that, because you have the chance to, you got the space, you've got the clarity, you've got the time to think about you. Yes, we spend a lot of time thinking about the narcissist, but more importantly, I thought about me. What made me like this? How was I so subjected to the love bombing? And, why didn't I? Because there was a time I'd be like, you're trying too hard. Something about this is weird. But in that moment, when that narcissist got me, I needed it. What was I going through? Why that was different? A lot of times, in my experience, yours may be different, but a lot of narcissists I met after I left the narcissist. That sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? but you be so broken and in such a broken state that love bombing feels so good. So be careful when you are healing and you're at the bottom, because it's like a curve bell. We start at the bottom. I'm sorry about my little junky room. And well, it's not junky, but it's a little clustered. We start at the bottom and then we go up. At the bottom, when you're at the bottom and you've just been, discarded, or you've just been ghosted and you've got questions and you're in a state of confusion and you're not sleeping and your anxiety's through the roof. Been there. Be careful, because at that moment you are so weak. And if anybody comes in at that time with, just, hey, what's going on? Are you okay? How can I help? Seems like it could be a good thing, but it can also be love bombing. So a lot of times I was at low points and I needed a shoulder to cry on. I needed somebody to convince me that, hey, I'm still beautiful. I'm still lovable. I'm still a great person. I needed somebody to confirm that in me. And another narcissist came. As they say, when the devil can defeat you no other way, he'll send a narcissist, because it's almost a 50, 60, 70% chance that narcissist can take you out, because that ancient devil is just that strong. But thanks be to God. Our God is more stronger. Our spirit, our spiritual team, those who love us are more stronger. Those with us are more than those that are with them. And we are more than conquerors. So the narcissists have been around since biblical times. Jesus dealt with several narcissists. Judas, he picked his narcissist. He picked his devil. When he was picking his 12 disciples, he said, come on, Judas, you. We picked our devils. And that's the thing that separates us from the narcissist. We take accountability. We can look at ourselves. I love looking in the camera like I'm looking now and saying, Jacola, you picked that narcissist. You picked that narcissist. You did that. I love looking at that, and I had to call my real government name so that it can hit my soul. You picked your devil. But my future self knew I needed that. My future self knew it's all in the plan and the purpose of God. Where we are right now, where you are, I don't care if you're at the very beginning of your healing stage, or if you're 20 years post narcissist abuse. Wherever you are on the spectrum of healing, you are where you should be. You are exactly where you should be. You're where God wants you. God wanted you right here, right now, at such a time as this, because there is something he wanted to do with your life, and he's going to use this for good. It doesn't feel good now, but it's going to serve a great purpose, because it's going to mold you and make you into such a mighty man and woman of purpose. Let me tell you, when you get done healing from narcissistic abuse, you will be fierce. You will be man on fire, woman on fire. You will be able to look. I had encountered another narcissist, just in a casual encounter. We weren't dating or anything. He was asking me out on a date, and I set a boundary. And when I set that boundary, his mask fell off, and he wanted to degrade me. He wanted to degrade me because I simply set a boundary. And I identified that, and I said, you know what? It never fails. You want to see a narcissist? Set a boundary. Tell them no. Put a hard stop and watch that mask kind of it'll slip, it'll creak. You'll hear the screws, in that Frankenstein mask kind of, bolting up. You'll hear it. That mask will start to slip. Yeah, it does. And I said, it never fails. All I have to do is set a boundary, and a narcissist, that spirit will raise its ugly head and it'll say, I'm here. And guess what? The last snake I met lost his head. That's what we do. When we get healed, we cut these snakes' heads off. Because you're not coming in my life reaping havoc no more. I know what you want to do. I know what the plan is. No, God has me here to love and to be loved. Not to be scammed, not to be tricked, not to be hurt. So I well, it wasn't in the best way, but I let him know I know who you are and this ain't that. This ain't that, buddy. And he immediately blocked me. He immediately blocked me good because I was getting to you first. So that's what your healing journey will do. You will be able to see, let me just say it, you'll be able to spot bullshit a mile away. You can spot bullshit walking and talking. They won't be able to fool you. And the only time you'll get fooled is if you want to play the fool. But you'll be able to spot bullshit walking and talking. And it's a powerful thing to stand in your power. I encourage you, in summary, stand in your power. Stand in your healing power. Go no contact. You don't need any closure. The disrespect was enough. That was your closure. You don't need any conversations. The ghosting was enough. That was your conversation. You don't need any of that. The things you think you need, you don't need. You don't need that. You don't need any phone calls. You don't need any text messages. You don't need any TikToks sent to you. You don't need any of that. The only thing you need is you. You need to show up for you. You need to be there for you. You don't need the narcissist. They got what they got everything they need to be narcissistic and to abuse. You look around at your tool belt. Some things are missing. So you got to take the time. You got to beef up your tool belt because you need these tools to go through life. You ain't got time for the narcissist. You got to work on you. Hey, I am True Divine Oracle, and this has been amazing. I love talking about the goodness of the Creator and the God of the universe. I love talking about how He will heal us and He will bring us out and He will change us and make us better people. And whenever you are converted, He says, go back and strengthen your brethren. Go back and pull somebody up. I never wanted to talk on YouTube. I never wanted to do videos. I was going to heal in my little corner. And only if, somebody asked me, one of my little good friends, was I going to share my story. But He said, somebody else's video helped you. So you get out there and you help somebody else. Maybe this will encourage you to start your YouTube channel and help somebody else. And I'd love to support it. I would be, I'd like and I'd subscribe. I'd be one of your subscribers. All right. Enjoy the rest of your night. Wishing you love, light, and laughter. Thank you.